What's good, everybody? Is when I come back at you another video. This video is going to have a lot of wisdom, and honestly, a video like this is long overdue because from time to time, everyone needs this video as a reminder. And the title of this video is this: Live for yourself, not for others. Now, when I say this, like if you're a parent, right, you have children, obviously, and want you to take care of your children, take care of your family, all that good stuff, right? When I say live for yourself, not for others, what I'm referring to is living for your own happiness. And like the focus of this video is about the opinions of other people. You need to remember that when you were put here on earth and you were born, right, you were put here for one reason only, and that is to experience outrageous joy. And that is for you want to experience outrageous joy moment to moment for the rest of your life, from now for the entire duration of your life, right? You were put here for that sole purpose, to be happy. And every human being is on this planet, without exception, is chasing happiness, right? That's what everyone is after. That's what everyone wants, is happiness, right? Now, of course, some people may want materialistic things like house, finances, a lover, all these things, but you want all these things for the overarching main idea of happiness, right? That is the goal of it all, to be happy. And I've seen so many people hinder or suppress their own happiness in fear of being judged by other people, in fear of the opinions of other people. And you should not let that stop you, right? Now, this video was also inspired by a conversation that I had with one of my recent subscribers and viewers. So shout out to this person. They were basically saying that they were motivated and inspired by the content that I was putting out, and they wanted to do something similar. However, they were afraid of the opinions of other people, and rather than them recording videos of themselves speaking into a camera, right, they were doing videos with AI instead, because they were just afraid of showing themselves or putting themselves out there. And this subscriber and viewer also, I believe, has a speech impediment, and so that is one of the reasons for them wanting to essentially like hide themselves. And I had to explain to them that stop caring about the opinion of other people, because trust me, I understand that fear, right? When it came to starting this YouTube channel, before I became consistent and posting pretty much every single day since October, right? It's been like 10 months of like daily uploads. Prior to this, I had that fear, that lingering fear, for like 2 years. And that significantly, so basically I put YouTube on hold for like 2 years before finally starting. And that was because I shared that same fear. I thought, what would people think of me? What would people say, right? All of those irrational fears that you would think before putting yourself out there publicly, right? I shared those same fears. And then that's when I realized they were all silly and they had no foundation and there was no truth to them, right? You need to remember a couple of things. First and foremost is that everyone is going to have opinion, right? You can be the most perfect human being on the planet and someone is going to have a negative opinion. And the reason for that is because, one, that person either think that you're so perfect, so there has to be something wrong with you, right? So they're going to dislike you for that. And two, there's going to be someone who just is jealous of you, and so they're going to dislike you naturally, right? So this is why someone is like, you can't, like, people are always going to have an opinion. It doesn't matter, right? Like, some people are afraid to get started and do what they want to do and do what they enjoy because of the fear of the opinions of other people, by being judged by other people. But you need to remember is you're judged by other people all the time. If you go take public transportation, a bus or a train, people are going to look at you and they'll judge you based on your face. They'll judge you based on your appearance, right? They'll judge you based on your mannerisms, how you walk, right? People will judge you by how you talk. If you have an accent, right? People will judge you all the time. It doesn't matter, because you can't hide from people, right? At some point, you're going to have to go outside. At some point, right? Most people have, social media. So they have their profile likely of themselves, photos of their families, right? People are going to judge you. People already have opinions about you. Like, that is a constant that is never going to change, right? It's always going to be someone is going to have an opinion about you. And one thing you need to remember is this: what people think about you is none of your business. Now, I understand the desire to want to be liked. I'm going to assume that majority of people on this planet would prefer to be liked rather than disliked, right? I understand that. But what people think of you is none of your business because you are not a mind reader, right? I understand the desire to want to be liked and probably preferring to want to be liked over being disliked. But the reason why what other people think about you is none of your business is because you cannot read other people's minds. So people are going to look at you and judge you, and you need to understand that and accept that. And two, what you need to remember is this: you have the ability and the power to accept or reject any idea that comes your way. Anything that falls on your table, anything that anyone says about you, you have the power to accept it or reject it. Most people are not aware of having that free will, that ability. And so when they hear someone say something about them, they accept it as fact and as truth when it doesn't have to be that way, right? Someone, I can, do my videos and people will really love my videos. Like, I've received overwhelming support the past couple months, especially the past couple weeks, right? Overwhelming support from you guys watching the video. And then there might be someone who might comment the video and say, hey Joel, your videos are horrible. I don't have to accept that as truth, right? Someone, even though I don't really think I have that much of an accent, but some people can just make fun of my accent and make fun of how I sound. Okay, cool. It is what it is. That's not gonna change, so it doesn't matter, right? Like, I don't care. And it's just that simple, right? It doesn't matter what it is that you do. Someone is always going to have an opinion, right? I've seen people who, they can have YouTube channels of them doing great deeds, right? They can be doing community service. They can be, cooking food for the homeless. They can be doing drives, right? Like for charity, for like food drives, for all these things, donating clothes, right? And they'll post videos on YouTube because they want to showcase good deeds and they want to show the world that there's good people that exist and that, we're making a difference in our communities. And there'll be people in the comments saying, oh, you're only doing this for attention, because if it was really a good deed, you wouldn't be posting a video about it. You're just doing it for recognition. You don't actually mean it. You don't actually, like, you're not doing this out of goodwill. You're just doing this for attention. There's going to be people, even if that person is actually doing it for good reasons and because they want to help inspire other people to help do the same and, change the world for the better. There's going to be people out there who, despite the great intentions, are going to disregard that and judge the person and say, oh, what you're doing is not genuine. It is what it is, right? Like, I want you to do what makes you happy, because remember, you were put on this earth to experience outrageous joy. You're put on this earth to do what makes you happy. So you should not postpone or basically delay the things that you want to do, the things that make you happy, over the opinions of other people, because chances are the people who have these negative opinions are people that don't actually know you and don't actually care about you or care for you. So why give them the power over your life, right? There's plenty of people out there who want everyone else to fail simply because they don't want to see other human beings doing better than them. They take offense to see other human beings doing better than them, which is insane to think about, right? Because if someone is doing well, you should be supporting them and rooting for them, assuming they're also a good person, right? Like, I want to see good people doing well, because if someone's a good person doing well, chances are they're also blessing other people on the way. They're also helping other people improve their situation and their lives, right? So if great people are winning, that makes me happy. But other people take offense because they want to see themselves win. And because that isn't happening, when they see other people win, they get jealous because they think that these other people have won their prize, right? They think that there's one grand prize and someone else has taken their prize from them. And so they get jealous. And so they'll have a negative opinion when that person doesn't actually know that their prize is safe for them, that their prize has not been taken from anyone else, that can't happen, right? But yet they'll have a negative opinion, right? So this video is super important because I want this to be a reminder for you to live for yourself, do what makes you happy. I can't count the amount of people who have just been afraid to put themselves out there or get started or do what makes them happy because they're just afraid of what other people are going to say. If you want to accomplish anything grand in this lifetime, you are going to have people with opinions. There's going to be naysayers, there's going to be doubters, there's going to be haters, right? That is inevitable. But whether you give it attention or not, that is up to you, right? Because in your life, even with any of the day-to-day things you do, people are going to have opinions. People already have opinions about you. People are going to continue having opinions about you. So you need to remember to live for yourself, right? Your life is not for other people. Like, your life is for you. Other people will have their own feelings and their own opinions about what you're doing. That's okay. It will be, the ball will be in your court whether or not you decide to give it attention or not. Focus on what makes you happy and focus on doing the things that you want to do, right? Because I've seen so many people delay or basically postpone or just completely give up on their dream because they're just afraid of opinions, right? Everyone has an opinion and that is never going to change. So it's almost like you're trying to run away or escape the inescapable, right? Like, who cares, right? Like, I want you to be able to develop a supreme confidence in yourself and your ability so that someone does have an opinion, then you can look at it and see if is there any constructive criticism in it, or if there's any truth. And if there isn't, then just disregard it. It does not matter, right? You are too great to allow someone else's opinions, which a lot of times the negative opinions, they can like have no truth or no foundation to it, to let that dictate your life and where it is that you want to go, right? You deserve to live a life that's happy and fulfilling, and you deserve to do what makes you happy. So remember to live for yourself and not for other people. So that wraps up the video. Enjoy the video. Do leave a like and subscribe as we're on the road to 1 million subscriber, guys. So once again, it's Joel and I'm out. I'll see you guys for the next video.